I fell into a burning ring of fire, went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire, went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Take it. I fell into a burning ring of fire, went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child, oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire, went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Let us see. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on, but that train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free, but those people keep a-moving, and that's what tortures me. From this prison, if that railroad train was mine, bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled in my closet, through my clothes, and found my cleanest dirty shirt. Then I washed my face and combed my hair, stumbled down the stairs to meet today. I smoked my mind the night before with cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. But I lit my first and watched a small boy cussing at a can that he'd been kicking. I crossed the empty streets, caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And it took me back to something that I lost somewhere, somehow along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, oh, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday that makes the body feel alone. Short of dying, half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk, Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging. And I stopped beside a Sunday school, listened to the songs that they was singing. I headed down the road, somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. And it echoed through the canyons like a disappearing dream of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday that makes the body feel alone. Oh, there ain't nothing short of dying, half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk, Sunday morning coming down. These hands ain't the hands of a gentleman. These hands are callous and old. These hands raised a family. These hands built a home. Now these hands raised to praise the Lord. These hands won the heart of my loved one, and with hers they are never alone. If these hands fill their task, what more could you ask? For these fingers have worked to the bone. Earl Ball on piano. Yes, these hands are callous and old. Now don't try to judge me by what you might have me be, for my life may not have been your kind of success. While some people have power and still they grieve, these hands brought me happiness. Now I'm tired and getting old, I ain't got much gold. Well, maybe things ain't been all that I planned, but God above, hear my plea. When it's time to judge me, take a good look at these hard-working hands. I was a highwayman, along the coach roads I did ride, with sword and pistol by my side. Many a young girl lost her baubles to my trade. Many a soldier shed his lifeblood on my blade. They finally hung me in the spring of 25, but I am still alive. I was a sailor, I was born upon the tide, and with the sea I did abide. I sailed a schooner around the Horn of Mexico. I went aloft to furl the mainsail in a blow. And when the yards broke off, they said that I got killed, but I am living still. I was a dam builder, crossed the river deep and wide, where steel and water did collide. A place called Boulder on the wild Colorado. I slipped and fell into the wet concrete below. They buried me in that great tomb that knows no sound, but I am still around. Yes, I'll always be around and around and around and around and around. I'll fly a starship, cross the universe divide, and when I reach the other side, I'll find a place to rest my spirit if I can. Perhaps I may become a highwayman again, or I may simply be a single drop of rain, but I will remain, and I'll be back again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Here's one of my favorite songs with a message of love and peace. So no one. Well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go along till the Lord comes and calls me away. Oh yes, and the morning's so bright, and the Lamb is the light, and the night is as black as the sea. Oh yes, and there'll be peace in the valley for me someday. Peace in the valley for me. Dear Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There'll be peace in the valley for me. Oh, the bear will be gentle, and the wolf will be tame, and the lion shall lay down with the lamb, oh yes, and the beast from the wild will be led by a little child, and I will be changed from this creature that I am, thank God, and there'll be peace in the valley for me someday. Peace in the valley for me. Dear Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There'll be peace in the valley for some sweet day. Yes, I taught the weeping willow how to cry, and I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it tore me up every time I heard her draw a southern drawl. And then I heard my dream went back downstream, cavorting in Davenport, and I followed you, big river, when you called. Then you took me to St. Louis, later on down the river. A freighter said she's been here, but she's gone, boy, she's gone. I found a trail in Memphis, but she just walked up the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and went on down alone. Now won't you bat it down by Baton Rouge, River Queen, roll it on. Take that woman on down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Go on, I've had enough, got my blues down in the Gulf. She loves you, big river, more than me. Yes, I taught the weeping willow how to cry, 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 and I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. At my door the leaves are falling, a cold wild wind will come, Sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. I go out on a party and look for a little fun, but I find a darkened corner, 'cause I still miss someone. No, I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. I wonder if she's sorry for leaving what we've begun. There's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone. What we've begun. There's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone. This is a story about the Rock Island Line. Well, the Rock Island Line runs from New Orleans, going north. The train driver pulled up to the toll gate. The men asked him what all they had on board. He said, I ain't got no pig iron. He said, what do you got? He said, I got livestock, I got cows, I got pigs, I got chickens, I got mules, I got all livestock, I got all livestock, I got all livestock. Man said, you all right then, you go on through. So he went on through the toll gate, and as he went through, he started picking up a little bit of speed, picking up a little bit of steam. As they went through, he said, well, I fooled you, I fooled you. I got pig iron, I got pig iron, I got all pig iron, I got all pig iron, I got all pig iron. Let's move it forward now. Down the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. Rock Island Line is a road to ride. Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. Well, now if you ride, you got to ride it like you find to get your ticket at the station on the Rock Island Line. Well, cloudy in the north and it looks like rain around the curve come a passenger train. Yes, the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. Rock Island Line is a road to ride. Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. Well, now if you ride, you got to ride it like you find to get your ticket at the station on the Rock Island Line. Then she goes on north, and when she crosses the flatlands of Illinois, she picks up a little bit more speed. Oh, ABCWXYZ, cats in the cover, but it don't see me. Down the Rock Island Line, a mighty good road. Rock Island Line is a road to ride. Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. When if you ride, you got to ride it like you find to get your ticket on the station on the Rock Island Line. Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. Rock Island Line is a road to ride. Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. Well, if you ride, you got to ride it like you find to get your ticket at the station on the Rock Island Line. On a Monday, I was arrested. On a Tuesday, they locked me in jail.
Oh boy.
On a Wednesday, my trial was attested. On On a Thursday they said guilty and the judge's gavel fell. I got stripes, stripes around my shoulders. I got chains, chains around my feet. I got stripes, stripes around my shoulders. And them chains, they're about to drag me down. On a Monday, my mama come to see me. On a Tuesday, they caught me with a file.
Oh boy.
On a Wednesday, I'm down in solitary. On a Thursday, Lord, I start on bread and water for a while. I got stripes, stripes around my shoulders. I got chains, chains around my feet. I got stripes, stripes around my shoulders. And them chains, they're about to drag me down. On a Monday, I got my striped breeches. On a Tuesday, I got my ball and chain.
Oh boy.
On a Wednesday, I'm working digging ditches. On a Thursday, Lord, I begged them not to knock me down again. I got stripes, stripes around my shoulders. I got chains, chains around my feet. I got stripes, stripes around my shoulders. And them chains, they're about to drag me down. There's a lot of strange men in cell block 10, but the strangest of them all was a friend of mine who spent his time staring at the wall, staring at the wall. In his hand was a note that his gal had wrote, proving crime don't pay. Was the very same gal he robbed and stole for, naming their wedding day, or naming their wedding day. And as he looked at the wall, so strong and tall, I heard him softly curse. Nobody at all ever climbed that wall, but I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna be the first. Then the warden walked by and said, son, don't try. I'd hate to see you fall, 'cause there ain't no doubt we'll carry you out if you ever touch that wall, if you ever touch that wall. Now years gone by since he made his try, I can still recall how hard he tried and the way he died. But he never made that wall, he never made that wall. There's never been a man ever shook this can, but I know a man who tried. Newspaper called it a jailbreak plan, but I know it was suicide. I know it was suicide. 10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, someone was killed beneath the town hall lights. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wave. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The scaffold was high, eternity near. She stood in a crowd and shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when a cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries o'er my bones. Now she walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wave. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, then you won't have to die. I spoke not a word, though it meant my life. I'd been in the arms of my best friend's wife. Now she walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wave. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Why me, Lord? What have I ever done to deserve even one of the blessings I've known? Why me, Lord? What did I ever do that was worth love from you and the kindness you've shown? Lord, help me, Jesus, I've wasted it, so help me, Jesus. My soul's in your hand. Now that I know that I've needed you, so help me, Jesus. My soul's in your hand. Try me, Lord, if you think there's a way that I can repay what I've taken from you. Maybe, Lord, I could show someone else what I've been through myself on my way back to you. Lord, help me, Jesus, I've wasted it, so help me, Jesus. I know what I am. Now that I know that I've needed you, so help me, Jesus. My soul's in your hand. Jesus, my soul's in your hand. Hey, get a rhythm when you get the blues. Come on, get a rhythm when you get the blues. Get a rock and roll feeling in your bones, put taps on your toes. Get gone, get a rhythm when you get the blues. Little shoeshine boy never gets no down, but he's got the dirtiest job in town, bending low at the people's feet on the windy corner of the dirty street. Well, I asked him while he shined my shoes how to keep from getting the blues. Grand as a razor, a little heady, popped the shoeshine rag, and then he said, get a rhythm when you get the blues. Come on, get a rhythm when you get the blues. A jumpy rhythm makes you feel so fine, it'll shake all your trouble from your worried mind. Get a rhythm when you get the blues. Well, I sat down to listen to the shoeshine boy, and I thought I was gonna jump with joy. Slapped on a shoe polish left and right, he took a shoeshine rag and he held it tight. He stopped once to wipe the sweat away and said, you mighty little boy to be working that way. Said, I like it, with a big wide grin. He kept on working and he said again, get a rhythm when you get the blues. Come on, get a rhythm when you get the blues. A jumpy rhythm makes you feel so fine, it'll shake all the trouble from your worried mind. Get a rhythm when when you get the blues. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central Monday morning rail. 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors, 24 sacks of mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out of Kankakee and moves along past houses, farms, and fields, passing towns that have no name, switch yards full of old black men, and graveyards full of rusted automobiles. Good morning, America, how are you? Say, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm a train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing card games with an old man on the club car. Penny a point, ain't nobody keeping score. Hey, pass the paper back that holds the bottle. Feel the wheels are rumbling neath the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride to Daddy's magic carpet made of steel. Mothers with their babes asleep, rocking to that gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all they feel. Good morning, America, how are you? Say, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm a train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. It's nighttime on the city of New Orleans. Changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home and we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi Delta, rolling down to the sea. And the towns and all the people seem to fade into a bad, bad dream. And the steel rails still ain't hurting you. The conductor sings his song again. The passengers will please refrain. This train's got the disappearing railroad blues. Good morning, America, how are you? Say, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I am a train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. Pulled 16 tons of number 9 coal, and the straw boss said, well, bless my soul, you know, 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. drizzling rain. Fighting and trouble are my middle name. Raised in the cane, raked by an old mama line. Ain't no hat on woman make me walk the line. You load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. If you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of men didn't, and a lot of men died. One fist of iron and the other of steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I owe my soul to the company store. Gentlemen, here is my favorite entertainer, June Carter Cash. We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, I'm gonna mess around. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Look out, Jackson now.
Well, go on down to Jackson. Yeah, go ahead and wreck you a hell. Go play your hand music, talking and make a big fool of yourself. Yeah, go Jackson. Go comb your hair.
Oh, honey, I'm gonna snowball Jackson.
See if I can.
Well, when I breeze into that city, people gonna scrape and bow. All them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson. You turn loose of my coat. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson.
Goodbye, that's all she wrote. Well, that's that Sheila and Jackson. I've dancing on the pony. Gonna lead you around town like a scalded hound with your tail tucked between your legs. There go Jackson, you big talking man. But I'll be waiting in Jackson, down at Japan.
Well, now we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Ain't never coming back. How could it be good?
Here's a song we love to sing called If I Were a Carpenter.
If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby?
If you were a carpenter and I were a lady, I'd marry you anyway. I'd have your baby.
Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow. Gave you my onlyness, give me your tomorrow. If I were a miller and a mill wheel grinding, would you miss your sparkling dress and your soft shoes shining?
If you were a miller at a mill wheel grinding, and off just my sparkling dress or my soft shoes shining.
Slave your love through loneliness, slave your love through sorrow, gave you my onlyness, give me your tomorrow. If a tinker was my trade, would I still find you?
I'd be carrying the pots you made, following behind you.
If I worked my hands in wood, would you still love me?
I'd answer you, yes I would.
And would you not be above me? Slave your love through loneliness, slave your love through sorrow, gave you my onlyness, give me your tomorrow. Come all you rounders if you want to hear a story about a brave engineer. Casey Jones was a roller's name. Up on a six-seater wheel, the boys rode to fame. Well, the caller called Casey about 4:30. Kissed his wife at the station door. Climbed in the cabin with his orders in his hand. He said, this is my trip to the promised land. Casey Jones mounted to the cabin. Casey Jones, orders in his hand. Casey Jones leaning out the window, took a trip to the promised land. Through South Memphis, yards on the fly, rain fell a-falling and the water was high. Everybody knew by the engine's moan, the man at the throttle was Casey Jones. Casey Jones mounted to the cabin. Casey Jones, orders in his hand. Casey Jones leaning out the window, took a trip to the promised land. With a hand on the whistle and a hand on the brake, Vaughn, Mississippi was wide awake. I see railroad officials said he's a good engineer to be a laying dead. Casey Jones mounted to the cabin. Casey Jones, orders in his hand. Casey Jones leaning out the window, took a trip to the promised land. Coming down that railroad track. You look yonder coming down that railroad track. That's an orange blossom special, bringing my baby back. Going down to Florida and get some sand in my shoes. I may go to California and get some sand in my shoes. Ride the orange blossom special and lose these New York blues. fastest train on the line. You talk about rambling, she's the fastest train on the line. That's an orange blossom special, rolling down Seaboard line. Stop here anymore, and the whistle of the steamer is just an echo in the wind, and the railroad trains don't stop here anymore. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Good night. God bless you. I love you. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, didn't leave very much to my mom and me except this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that my daddy ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. He must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from a lot of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd turn red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I'll tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. But I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. I roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man and give me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I just hit town and my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop and have myself a brew at an old saloon on a street of mud, and there at a table dealing stud sat the dirty mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had. Knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're gonna die." Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. Then I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed into the walls and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. Well, I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss, and he reached for his gun, but I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile. And he said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you that name and I said goodbye, and I knew you'd have to get tough or die. It's that name that helped to make you strong. He said, "Now you just fought one heck of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your gut and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the that named you Sue." What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun. I called him a pa and he called me a son. Come away with a different point of view. And I think about it now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a boy, I'll name him Bill or George or Frank, anything but Sue. Petrol.